Hi everyone and welcome to Dramatic Knits. My name is Steve, also known as Dramatic Knits on Ravelry and Leading Men Fiber Arts on Instagram. Thank you so much for returning if you are a longtime viewer, and if you're new, I hope you enjoy what you see today and you'll come back to in the future. This is episode 387 and today is Monday, February 28th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me this episode. I have been meaning to record for the past week, but unfortunately I got a cold of some sort last Monday, and I'm still on the butt end of it, but I'm coming out of it, but you can probably hear it in my voice. So today's episode is probably going to be a little shorter because I don't have as much to show, but also I don't think my voice is going to hold out for very long. So anyway, I do have some finished objects to show you, so I wanted to sit down and record, and I hope you enjoy what you see this episode. So not much to report in the past 3 weeks, other than getting sick. It's not COVID, tested, all that jazz, and good on that front. But yeah, I actually had to take like the full day off of work on Tuesday last week. I was pretty much out for it on Monday. It was just, I had to call it early on Wednesday. Yeah. Andy and I both got it. It's not really fun, but getting better. Just the, residuals. So other than that, just been working hard, dyeing yarn, running the store. That's about it. We have also been dealing with a slight issue in the household. One of our dogs, Cornelius, he's our big floofernoodle. He got diagnosed as diabetic about 2 weeks ago. So we are acclimating to that change and still monitoring. We're not at in the clear yet. His numbers were very high when we brought him in. We knew there was an issue when he was waking us up in the middle of the night and how thirsty he was, and he's having issues not making it through the night without going to the bathroom. So he's still dealing with that. His numbers were outrageously high when we brought him in. They were over 500. And if you know anything about blood glucose, that is very, very high. We got him on insulin and a special diet, and he was still over 300 when we brought him in at 10 days. So we have to bring him in again this week and get another blood check done up and see if we need to increase the insulin a little bit more, which I have a feeling we do. Oh, it's not as hard as we thought. We were a little scared having to give our dog a shot twice a day. I know what that's like. I do it myself. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I take insulin every night as well as medication and other things. Yeah, we just feel sad for the poor guy. He's been losing weight, which has probably been good. He was a bit of a chunky monkey, but yeah. So we've been dealing with that. Other than that, same old, same old. It's been cold, snowy, then warm, then cold, then warm. So hence the cold, right? But anyway, I hope you all have had a great 3 weeks, and let's get to the knitting, shall we? So I finished 2 things. The first I've been working on for a hot minute, and that is the Susan Joy Shawl, designed by Andy Fagan. I am calling it the Susan Not So Joy Shawl because I misread the pattern, and I made a big no-no. So I was wondering why my pattern or my shawl was eating up way more yarn than it was supposed to. In fact, I wasn't even able to finish the pattern using twice the amount of yarn that they called for. And that is because I misread one of the major lines in the pattern. There's an eyelet section every pattern repeat, and you're supposed to do a double yarn over, and then on the purl back row, you're supposed to drop that yarn over. And anytime I've ever read that before, usually you like purl into the first yarn over and then drop the second one. Yeah, no, you were supposed to drop the whole thing. So instead of keeping the same stitch count, I was doubling my stitches every pattern repeat. So That also altered the shape of the shawl. So it is still a triangle, but it became a ruffle triangle. But I did finish it. Somebody will love it. It'll probably go on our charity auction table at the Knitting at the Estate retreat. But I will show it to you here. So I used Fiber Nymph Dye Works Poof base in the soot colorway. She no longer carries this base. It's her slub yarn. And then I held that with her floof base, which is her mohair silk, in the winter deep colorway using a size 6 US 4mm needle. And here it is. And you can see where I joined in the second skein. She had to special dye up the second 2 skeins for me, and the mohair definitely had a slightly different shade, but I think it's fine. It gives an edging. But yeah, it's a ruffle triangle. So it is not supposed to be ruffly. It's supposed to be just a nice big triangle, but yeah, it kind of looks like a clown bib on me. But if you wear it as a real shawl, like over your shoulders, it'll keep you nice and warm. Somebody will enjoy it, and it will bring joy to somebody. It just did not bring joy to me when I realized my mistake and all the knitting that went into it. But alas, it is done, off the needles, blocked, modeled, up on Ravelry, and will be going into my finished object pile for the charity auction. Speaking of knitting at the estate, I'll bring that up now while I'm thinking about it. We did have signups, and signups went really well. We did sell out of all of our on-site spots. However, we did have one person cancel, so there is one double spot left, and we do have about 10 or 11 off-site spots still available. And off-site comes with everything included other than your lodging, and there are 2 hotels about 10-minute drive away. And you can find all the information, including a link to the sign-up website, which is hosted through Eventbrite, on the retreat's website, which is knittingattheestate.com. So if you're interested in joining us in Monticello, Illinois in September at the beautiful Allerton Retreat Center, check out the website. And if you have any questions, feel free to email the retreat, which is me, but just email at knittingattheestate@gmail.com, just so I can keep things organized and know where my emails are. All right, the second thing I finished, I worked on this in the what little downtime I have at the studio in between dye sessions. I whipped this up real quick as a shop sample. This is the Winter Bright Hat by Sarah Shira, who is, you may know her from her gnome fame, but she does also design a bunch of wonderful other things. And we had gotten this pattern in for the shop, and so I knit this up out of last month's colorway of the month. This is the Making Waves colorway, which was our new colorway for February. And this is one of our Gypsy Dreamer crochet pom-poms that we carry in the latte color. And this was actually our hat set for last month. So a hat set comes with either a skein of worsted weight or DK weight, you can choose, as well as a coordinating pom-pom. And you can see there it has the slip stitch cable panel going here, and then this slip stitch patterning around the rest of the hat. I did the medium size, which works for me. I actually have a large head, so. But yeah, it's a fun little pom-pom. I just have it tied in there. I don't really have it tacked down too well, but so the Winter Bright pattern worked up super quick, fairly easy. And we do carry the pattern online and in store. It is a printed pattern, but also comes with a download code for Ravelry. And you can pick out any skein of worsted, fun pom-pom as well. And we will have hat sets every month that we do a new colorway. So I will be showing you that March's new colorway here later on in the podcast. But yeah, so this was knit on a size 7 and 8 US, which is a 4.5 and 5mm needle. All right, quick drink. Man, we live off of these. So if you have a Circle K by you, they do a monthly subscription for $5.99 a month. You can get any dispensable drink, one a day, no matter what size. While I hate making the 45-second drive away out of my way to go to Circle K every morning, it is so much cheaper than buying cans of pop and drinking them all day, even though I still do need to buy cans of pop. But and I do love a fountain drink so much better than a can. It's fountain, then bottle, then can. So that's my preference anyway. Excuse me, I'm sorry. All right, next up, let me show you my crochet blanket. This is the Colorful Linen Stitch Blanket by Helena Cat. I'm using, what's the other part? Snot. I'm using various scraps held double, fingering and sport weight scraps. And I won't show you the whole thing, but you can see here where I was and what I've added in the last 3 weeks. So not a whole bunch, but I will move that up so that I remember to show you progress next time. And I am changing yarns every row, but I am only, but I'm holding each color for 2 rows. So I'm marling all the colors together. It is a simple linen stitch and crochet using a size H or 8 hook. All right, next up, my Shaded Chevrons Baby Blanket. Try saying that 10 times fast. This is by Yarnspirations Design Studio, and I am using 2 skeins of Sodar Jewel Spun in the Setting Sun and Midnight Fjords colorway, and I'm using a size 8 US 5mm needle. And I've made a decent amount of progress on this. I was working on this yesterday. And the little taco progress keeper is where I was before. And here's where I am now. Okay, my nose really hasn't been running this bad all day, and it's like I start talking and all the vibration, I don't know. But man, it does look so much better on the camera. The colors really show the stripes on the camera. But yeah, I'm not too disappointed with it. So that's going still. And in a big tote bag, because that's all that'll fit it. Next up is my Shawls Well That Ends Well. This is by Yaya Black Sheep Yarn Store. And I'm using 3 skeins of Leading Men Fiber Art Showstopper in the Perfection, Sweet Cheeks, and Spring Thaw colorways. We're doing this as part of our Create and Collaborate Club at our studio. And this is knit on a size 6 US 4mm needle. And you use a deck of cards. It comes with a specific Shakespeare-inspired deck of cards with the pattern we carry, but you can use any deck of cards. And it comes in the pattern where you pull cards from the deck and it tells you what patterns and how to change colors and all that. I made some modifications to how I'm running my game. There is also a stitch pattern in here for a Greek key mosaic stitch. I have not come across that yet in pulling it. So, and with how far I am in the shawl, if I do come across it, I am going to omit it. Sorry. Because it just would seem out of place with the stitch pattern so far. So we have one of our Create and Collaborate Club meetings this Tuesday, so I get to see everybody's progress. Let me get this all situated. I'm all wrapped up with yarns, and so here's where I'm at right now. I'm doing a bias rib stitch right now with the Spring Thaw. This is the Sweet Cheeks, that's Perfection. And it's a biased shawl, wrap, stole. It'll be nice and big when it's done, and once it blocks out, it's going to grow. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I like my colors. They're fun. Be a nice summer wrap to be a shop sample in the studio. Excuse me. I'm not sure if I said this is knit on a 6 US 4mm needle. But I'm probably getting close to finishing that one. I didn't bring I'm working on something new at the studio. I'm working on Stephen West's Painting Honeycomb scarf using DK weight, but I will try to remember to bring that next time I record. I'm trying to keep something on the needle so whenever I do have some downtime in between dye sessions, I can work on something. Last but not least, these are my Doubletree socks. These are by Fiber Nymph Dye Works, dyed by Fiber Nymph Dye Works. Her Bounce Base, which is, I believe, an 80/20 Superwash Merino Nylon in the Doubletree colorway. And here's where I'm at. I'm knitting these on a size 1 US 2.25mm needle. I'm using one of the Leading Men Fiber Arts Showstopper mini skeins in the Imperfection colorway for cuffs, heels, and toes. Excuse me. You can see where I have my Afterthought heel line put in there, so that's where I will rip out and pick up to my Afterthought heel. So I'm moving my way down the foot currently on the first sock, and it's going swimmingly. These are for me. Excuse me. All right, so that's all the progress I made on knitting and crochet in the past 3 weeks. Nothing in rehearsal. Behind the scenes, I'm still spinning some merino silk in a rose colorway from the fold that I got many years ago. It's an 8-ounce bump. I finished the first 4 ounces. I'm spinning the second 4 ounces, but it's taken some time. So to be honest with you, I didn't do much side crafting this past week. Just not feeling well. I just wanted to sit and veg on the couch. And if I did some knitting, I did a little bit of knitting and that was about it. I didn't want to have to think or... I'm back at it as of yesterday, but... All right, next up in the scene shop, my other crafts. Let me show you my cross stitch. I'm doing a Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 stitch along called Fruits of Plenty. And I'm using 2 shades of blue DMC and I'm stitching this 2/2 on a 32 count Belfast linen from Picture This Plus in the Tycho colorway. Now I did not take it off the Q-snap, but you can see my progress here. This was February's block and I'm starting into March's. And I picked these things up on Amazon. I've seen these on several floss tube videos, which is essentially cross stitch podcasts on YouTube. These are magnetic like cord wranglers. Now I did actually have to get 2 to hold it around, but it holds all my fabric around the Q-snap, so I'm not having to manhandle it so much. But yeah, so that's going. Good thing this is a quick one. All right, next up, my latch hook. This is Fox in the Moonlight. This was a kit from Hirschner's, and I did do a decent amount of progress. I'm getting up into the fox's neck there. Sorry. We're starting the moon behind him. But I tell you, when I'm done with this, I'm going to be good on latch hook for a good long rest of my life, probably. All right. I'm so sorry. But I'm here. All right, what are we watching and reading? Not reading anything, but a lot of watching. We finished RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9. We're in Season 10 right now. It is like the perfect show for me because half the time I don't want to put any mental fortitude into my viewing, and I don't really have to think, and I enjoy that. So we did finish Evil Season 2. That's on Paramount. That was good. All of Us Are Dead is on Netflix. That's a Korean zombie series. I enjoyed it. It was set in a high school, so there's some high school drama in there, but I thought it was pleasurable, or, entertaining. We watched the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which came out on Netflix. Again, entertaining, passable for a Sunday afternoon. We watched The Kingsman. This is a prequel to The Kingsman. I thought it was okay. Nothing to write home about, but it was okay. I did watch Judy, which stars Renee Zellweger. I believe she won an Oscar for that role as Judy Garland. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good biopic. And it was definitely, not her whole life. It was very much constrained to about the last year of her life, and probably what a lot of people didn't know about. So I thought that was also a good snippet to, view. I watched Mother Android. I believe this is on Hulu. This is about, excuse me, kind of a post-apocalyptic where the world has androids or humanoid robots as servants, maids, butlers, things like that. And essentially something happens in the world and they revolt. They break free of their things and start killing off humankind. And then we're following a young couple who the girl is pregnant and they're trying to get to a safe space without being attacked. And so you follow their journey. It was okay. Nothing great. Keep this quick because I'm going down real quick. Last but not least, we finished Peacemaker. This is on HBO Max. I did not know what to think of it when I first started, but it is actually really, really, really good. It is funny. It stars John Cena. And I highly recommend it. All right, no stash enhancement. Let's talk about what we're giving away this episode. Giving away 2 skeins of white Cascade 220. In order to be eligible to give to win this, you need to go over to the Dramatic Knits video podcast group on Ravelry and click on the Cascade 220 white giveaway. And you need to be a member of that Ravelry group, and you need to post reply to the prompt and only post once. And the prompt for this episode is toilet paper, over or under. This is a constant debate in our workplace. My sister and I are firm believers that it goes over, and that is the only proper way. But we are considered, crazy people. That one, we care so much, but 2, that, it bothers us that you have to go like searching into no man's land when it's coming from under and you can't find it. So, like to know your thoughts, head on over to the Ravelry group to enter to win these. I will pull for a winner before I record next episode. Speaking of which, last episode we were giving away this beautifully handcrafted Notions pouch, this owl Notions pouch. And I used a random number generator before I sat down to record and randomly selected number 24, who is Gabby Abby, and that's Gabrielle from Illinois. So congratulations, Gabrielle. If you would, please send me a direct message on Ravelry with your first and last name, mailing address, and email address, and I will get this beauty out in the mail to you as soon as possible. Last episode's prompt was, if animals could talk, which would be the rudest? And Gabby said, I'd say rats for sure. Yeah, I bet you they'd probably be pretty sassy. Overall, in the thread, cats were the winner by far, and I can probably agree with you on that one. But Gabby said rats, and Gabby, you are the winner, so please get in contact with me, and I will get this out in the mail to you. All right, real quick, center stage. What's going on at the Leading Men Fiber Arts Studio? Reminder, if you're local, every Wednesday night from 5 to 8 and Saturday afternoon from 1 to 4, we have open crafting. Bring whatever you're working on. Come join us And even if we are traveling, we do have our social coordinator there on Saturdays to keep the group active and lively. I do want to show you next month's new colorway, which is going to be coming out tomorrow morning. Our new colorway is actually named after our social coordinator, and her name is Amy, but her Instagram name is Notorious Amy. And so we have created this colorway because March is her birthday month, and this is called Notorious. So this is it knit up flat on worsted weight. It's a beautiful kind of soft pinky purple with like bluey gray speckles and hints of yellow and red. So here it is on our show stealer, which is our merino cashmere nylon. And then I also thought it'd be fun to show it to you on our mohair silk. You can see it takes it just a little bit differently, but it'd be fun to hold together. And then, as I said, we do offer yarn sets when we do our pre-orders, which, by the way, when you order during our new colorway pre-order time, which is always the first month or the first week of each month, you can order the new colorway on any of our yarn bases, and they are severely discounted during the pre-order time as kind of a get it while it's hot kind of deal. So we do sock sets, which is our showstopper. We can either do a full skein or a half skein, and it comes with a mini skein. This month's mini skein will go with Fortune Teller. And then, like I said, we also do hat sets, which comes with worsted or DK weight, and you get a coordinating pom-pom. This pom-pom is called Apollo, and we thought it's got subtle hints of pink in there. We thought it would go pretty well with this color. So those will go live at 10 a.m. on March 1st, and pre-orders will be up through March 8th. And you can go over there, leadingmenfiberarts.com. Scroll down, we'll have all the pre-orders listed right there on the homepage for easy access. Don't forget to go on over to the Leading Men Fiber Arts Ravelry group. We have knit-alongs and make-alongs going on all the time. We always have 3 running. And if you are interested in joining us over there, we do have wonderful prizes, always a gift certificate to the shop, as well as coupon codes to get yarn for the make-alongs. So if you're looking to purchase yarn to participate, you can always get a coupon code to use to join with us. All right, upcoming events. We are on the road starting this weekend. So our show season is starting off this weekend. We are going to Amana, Iowa this weekend for Shepherd's Market. This is hosted at the Amana Woolen Mill, and it is a beautiful location. We were there last year, and we can't wait to join them again this year. It is held Saturday, March 5th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and it is up on the second floor of the Woolen Mill. And I will have the website linked at our show notes, which can be found at dramaticknits.com. And then the following weekend, we are going to be returning after a couple of years hiatus to the Madison Knitters Guild Knit-In. I hear they have changed locations, and they are now at the Madison Marriott West, which is in Middleton, Wisconsin. And it is 2 days, Saturday, March 12th from 10 to 6 and Sunday, March 13th from 10 to 2. I do know for the Knit-In, they are requiring a vaccination card as well as masks being worn at that event. So just keep that in mind. Again, I will have their website linked on our show notes. So in just under 30 minutes, I am going to bid you adieu. I'm going to stop talking for the rest of the day. I'm going to blow my nose. And I'm going to relax is what I'm going to do. So I hope you do the same. I hope to see you again in about 2 to 3 weeks. And as always, I hope you make something dramatic.